Hey guys, Chef JoJo here with ECO, bringing you another episode of Shift Drink. And on this episode, we're going to talk about TV, reality TV, and where they meet. And as always, we're going to have this conversation over a drink. Wow, quite a topic, right? TV versus reality, and then reality TV versus all of the above. You know, when I first started out cooking, I have to admit, I really wanted to have my own cooking show. Emerald was the essence of Emerald. He hadn't even gone live yet. He was throwing BAM out there. I mean, David Rosengarten had a show. It was like just a white background. It's very... Food Network was still trying to figure out what it wanted to be, and it put on really, basically old school cooking shows. You know, I grew up watching Justin Wilson and Nyan Can Cook and Julia Child, and man, that was like, that's where we learned like how to cook, how to like, and listen to people talk in front of a camera about something that I was passionate about. And I didn't really think that that would be an option. And I decided to become a chef, and then all of a sudden, about the same time, you know, the Food Network started to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And right in my young career, when I was, I think I may be on this second restaurant, if you will. I mean, the reality TV show of like Who Wants to Be the Next Food Network TV star was really big, and then Top Chef started, and then Top Chef has just exploded. And you know, there's tons of competition shows, and I was just watching I saw someone post like, has the competition ruined our industry? And I was like, man, that's it's a tough question to really consider. Has it ruined it? It definitely has changed it. I don't know if it's ruined it, because for me, ruining it would mean making it worse. And I don't think it's made it worse. I think there's been some impacts, like we were extremely impacted when everybody thought they could just learn how to cook a little bit and go get a TV show. And a lot of the people that had shows in the beginning were tried and true chefs. I mean, Julia Child could really cook. Emeril Lagasse was, and still is, like an amazing chef. Look at Gordon Ramsay. He has an immense amount of Michelin stars. No one's going to question his street cred. And you know why this topic is kind of like fresh at mind, or like why we're talking about it now, is because not too long ago, we just ended up right smack dab in the middle of To Gordon Ramsay's Hell and Back. There was one of our performance shirts worn by a chef, and his wife had let us know before the show came out. It was right before the holidays, and then all of a sudden we got through the holidays, and that was crazy. And then boom, here's this guy wearing our shirt talking to Gordon Ramsay, and I was just like, holy cow, that's really cool. So we started to watch the show. Now I have to admit, I don't watch any of the competition or any of those shows, and I don't know why. I didn't know why. And seriously, it's one of the questions I always ask the guys on Leave It on the Line or the girls on Leave It on the Line is, do you watch TV? Do you watch the reality? And some say yes, and then some say no. Some have their own opinion on if it's good or bad. But here's mine. The people on Top Chef have done more with their career than I think they would have been able to do without being on Top Chef. I think it's opened an enormous amount of doors for people. I do think that it's also opened doors for people thinking that they want to be in our industry. And like, they watch the show and it looks cool and it looks amazing, and it basically glamorizes the intense pressure. You know, Gordon's screaming in your face all day. It's got to be made for TV. Yes, there's screaming, but there's a lot of quiet time in a kitchen too, where you're just measing out onions or chopping your garnish or just doing stocks. There's quiet time. It's not always that crazy. And so we had this huge influx, huge amount of people. Oh, I want to be a star. I want to be a star. I want to cook. And so, of course, all the culinary schools just start handing out the money and start funneling them in. And we took a mass influx of people that wanted the show without the work. And we always struggle with people coming into the industry not understanding how hard it is. Now, there's another side to that where people glamorize how hard it should be, and you should struggle as much as I did, and I'm going to treat you like dirt because I was treated like dirt. That's different. That's a different conversation. That's a different shift drink, in fact. But TV versus reality, versus reality TV. I think that they have come to some weird battle, right? The reality of it is, if you work in a kitchen every day, no one in that dining room really cares about your problems. They just want to have a good meal and forget their problems. That's the reality. The TV show is going to try to bring that to light. And if you can't handle a cook challenge or something to that effect, it doesn't make you a bad chef. It just makes you the loser at that moment. I think that looking for the fame in the beginning was fun. I was chasing something that was very shiny. And it's probably why I love doing these shift drinks, and I like leave it on the line, because I have an audience. I have you all that I get a chance to talk to, and I get to do it on my own terms. I mean, I had a chance to go on a show, and I didn't feel it was right for where I was in the career and where I was working for me to do it. So I passed on it, and I don't regret it, but I don't want to also not share that with you all and say, hey, full transparency, yes. If somebody called me tomorrow, would you find me on Food Network? Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't even miss a beat. I would try to do something on my own terms a little bit, but I know you have to sacrifice to get there. Do I think it's ruined us? No. Do I think it's changed the industry? Yes. Some things are good coming out of this. Some things not so good. But all in all, it's just like that when rock and roll was the biggest thing going. It's going to change. My biggest fear for us is that when we're not the sizzle and everybody's talking about how cool it is to be a chef, because, just a short 15, 20 years ago, it really wasn't that cool to be a chef. It was a really hard job, and it had some mystique, but not a lot. Now, it's super cool. What are we going to do when we're not the new toy anymore? When marketing has moved on and Food Network isn't grabbing all the viewers? What are we going to do with our people? That are left behind, that are still doing it? Well, we got to take care of each other. So in my opinion, we're just going to keep pushing. Maybe the classic TV cooking show is going to come back and you're going to turn into somebody. I've really enjoyed Chef's Table. I'm starting to watch those now because somebody told me I really need to sit down and do it. That new Netflix one that came out, Place at the Table, that's another competition, but it's supposed to be good. I just know that I don't see any slowdown, but I know one day we're not going to be the coolest kids on the block, and I hope that we survive. So let's be on the lookout for that, and let's take care of each other when we can. As always, I'm Chef JoJo, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.